I want to start with the NBA Finals. Mike McClure, I'm going to come to you first. We actually have a prop we're going to give out early in the show, but just your initial impressions, your opinions, whether it be on this series or game one. This is a 6.5 point spread. It seems like a lot of points to me. 215.5 point total here at BetMGM. What are your thoughts on game one or this series?
Yeah, I agree with you that I think it seems like too many points here. I think there's no question that Boston is the better team on paper. They certainly have more depth. I just think it's so difficult to stop Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic together as long as they're within 3 to 4 possessions in the final 6 minutes of the game here. Now you've had all the additional rest. I know we talk about Porzingis coming back. Yes, the rest was fantastic for getting Porzingis back in there. We'll see if there's any rest or not, but we know one thing for sure. That rest is definitely benefiting the health of Luka Doncic and just additional time to game plan. This is not the same Mavericks team that they saw throughout the regular season. These bigs for the Mavs are playing incredibly well. I think Kyrie Irving is highly motivated here going back into Boston. So for me, if I had to play this, it would be the 6.5. I think the number should be 4, but 3 possessions in a playoff game like this with those two superstars, I think is simply too many points.
Proppy, I know you have a prop in this one too. I mean, I feel like, first of all, I feel like Mike is right. I feel like we're almost getting baited into the plus 6.5 because to me, it seems like obviously too many points. Before you give out the prop, what are your thoughts on this side for game one?
It does seem a little too good to be true. Really excited for this matchup. I think these are clearly the two best teams throughout the postseason. Dallas has been so impressive to me. I had a feeling Boston, obviously, with the talent disparity in comparison to the rest of the Eastern Conference, would have a slightly, easy path to the finals, but Dallas just looked better and better as the playoffs have progressed. Mike mentioned the interior front court for Dallas. The combination of Daniel Gafford and the rookie Derek Lively have been playing so well. Fresh off of a series where they vastly outplayed the reigning defensive player of the year, the reigning sixth man of the year, and a 25-point-per-game scorer in Karl Anthony Towns. And they did it running away, in my opinion. That could pose some serious problems for Boston, who has a Kristaps Porzingis who hasn't been playing throughout the playoffs, and Al Horford, who's 37 years old. So I really think this spot, it's good for Dallas. I have a hard time not wanting to take Dallas, considering we're getting 3 possessions of a cushion here. But that being said, Boston, very talented 1 through 5. They do have the perimeter makeup to potentially give Luka some problems, at least get the ball out of his hands. So yeah, I can't wait for this series. I have a hard time picking. I did choose Dallas to represent the Western Conference, and I picked Boston as well. That being said, I'm more comfortable with this series being competitive and taking the over 5.5 total games if I'm looking for something to bet as far as the series is concerned.
I certainly love the over of 5.5 games. I see Sniper nodding his head as well. And Judah Baker says, a good morning, fam. It does feel like a good morning, Proppy. It feels like a holiday morning because we finally get to the NBA Finals. Tell us about your prop.
Yeah, now would be the time for Jake to cue Holiday Road by Lindsey Buckingham. But I'm going to go Drew Holiday, that is, over 12.5 points. I love this spot for Drew Holiday, who's scored at least 13 points in 7 of his last games, 7 consecutive playoff games, 8 of his last 9 games. He's really been as good as advertised. Honestly, he's exceeded expectations in the postseason. Boston acquiring him in the offseason sort of as that missing piece to put them over the top. Didn't look particularly great in the regular season. I think it took a little time for Drew to adjust, but man, has he looked better and better as the postseason has progressed. He's shooting in the playoffs nearly 50, 40, 90. That is Steph Curry territory as far as the shooting splits are concerned. He plays excellent defense as well, and he's playing upwards of 40-plus minutes a game. I have a feeling that trend is going to continue. He's going to be in there between 40 to 44 minutes tonight, barring foul trouble and a blowout. So I'm going to ride the hot hand. He's very, very confident right now. He's shooting well. He's playing great basketball in high leverage situations. The Celtics look to him in the clutch often. Everyone really trusts him. If you hear the teammates talk about Drew, they just rave about the guy, and it's well deserved. He's playing some phenomenal basketball on both ends, and he's really been Boston's unheralded hero. So I love this spot of over 12.5 points. I believe this line should have been 13.5, even 14.5. I'd lean over. So yeah, let's go Drew Holiday. Have a great holiday night and over 12.5 points.